Welcome to January favorites. It's been the longest month of my life, and I can barely even remember what happened, or frankly, who I am anymore. So we started off the month with a decidedly 80s vibe. I couldn't actually tell you what it felt like to live in the 80s, but I do feel that there was a lot of color. Although I didn't really wear any color this month, I mostly just wore black. But I also kind of associate the 80s with like glitter and ostentation. As you can see, I'm wearing two basically identical necklaces stacked on top of each other. And I'm also, you know, my hair is quite crimpy. That's kind of 80s. The thing is, I don't know anything about the 80s. Did they have fun in the 80s? Probably sometimes, but 100% of the time, I don't know. That's what I was going for though, was 100% fun 100% of the time. But I do feel like 80s has kind of like a party feel to it. One of my January favorites is partying. I attended one party, but it was one of the best parties I've ever attended. It was my friend's birthday party. We went out dancing and I danced the whole night, and someone actually approached me at the end of the night and they told me that they thought that I seemed like the most fun person at the party because I was dancing just with abandon, I was just totally in my own world of dance. I think maybe what I meant by 80s vibes was like indie sleaze. I have really been having a love affair with the late 2000s lately. Last year, I was very into emo. I still am. Once an emo, always an emo. It's not a phase. But right now, I've been kind of into the indie sleaze, flash photography sort of feeling. I really like the messiness. I like to wear clothes that look really fancy, but like they could have been bought at Forever 21. In fact, they probably were. Costume jewelry. I like to go out completely overdressed. I've been wearing party makeup to the coffee shop. One day I decided to wear a homecoming dress to the coffee shop as well, just because people wonder about you when you're wearing a homecoming dress to the coffee shop. People might not know if I'm just overdressed for the coffee shop or if I am wearing the same thing I wore the night before. I just am devoted to fun. I feel like I've been having no fun for way too long, and it's time to have fun. Because I feel like, to be honest, we've been in this phase of extreme minimalism just culturally, and I completely hate it. I hated the minimalism, the minimalist makeup, the minimalist clothing before it was even popular. Now that it's everywhere, I'm just like, I'm looking for a different kind of energy in my life. I also like wearing black and gold eyeshadow. Big fan. Makes me feel like I'm always going to a New Year's Eve party, but not the kind of New Year's Eve party that leaves you disappointed and being like, oh my god, I don't even know why I bother going out on New Year's. It's always a disappointment. It's the kind of New Year's party where you're like, wow, this was probably the peak of my life. For Christmas, I got the 1111 makeup palette, which includes both black and gold eyeshadow. I find that it allows me to be edgy. You know, I have the edgy, smoky eye, but at the same time, I have the glitteriness that I'm looking for. It's like I can marry my emo tendencies with my, what tendencies are these? My it girl tendencies? I think that's the right term for it. The next thing I have on my list is Umbrella Academy. I probably should have removed this from the list. I started watching it because I knew that Gerard Way, wrote it or whatever. However, I didn't even finish one episode. I could tell it was good, but it was just having one of those experiences where I like couldn't fully focus on a new TV show. But I did watch it long enough to be aware that Klaus, he's kind of like, I think, a drug addict character. I'm not really sure, but he seems quite fashionable and kind of unwashed, but in a hot way. So I watched enough to know that he's another favorite of mine. I did look up how old he is. I think he's in his mid to late 30s, which unfortunately is too old for me, but if they found a cure to aging, perhaps he could be the one for me. Another pretty big favorite, I would say, something that's informed my style choices, is the John Galliano for Dior Fall Winter 2009. It has this kind of, oh, you can't see anything. It has this really nice silver, ethereal aesthetic with all of this gauzy stuff. It's like an ice bride from the 1920s or something. I just love it. I'm gonna be honest, none of my style choices this month have really reflected this favorite because I don't actually have any clothing. I don't have any like real metallic clothing. I especially don't have any silver clothing. On the train, sometimes I would pretend like I was wearing one of these outfits and give kind of a smoldering gaze like the models. And I hoped that I was giving John Galliano for Dior Fall Winter 2009. I think some people picked it up, but probably not 100% of the people. It's hard to say though. As I go forward in my life, I do think I will be acquiring more pieces that will help me recreate this favorite, and as I do, I'm sure those will show up in my favorites as well. I do have to say I tried to recreate this makeup look with my 1111 palette. Unfortunately for me, silver eyeshadow makes my eyes look really small. I'm not sure what is going on there, but I did end up wearing that makeup look to my psychiatrist appointment, and I hoped that they all appreciated they appreciated how inspired my makeup was, you know. Not one person complimented me on it though, probably because my eyes looked so small. So after that I learned no silver eyeshadow for me. I'm just gonna have to go with champagne and gold. My next favorite is being an it girl. I have lots of ideas for my it girl era. For example, as an it girl, I want to start having cheap Prosecco be my signature drink. I'm bringing fun into the it girl scene. I have a lifestyle that I want to sell you. The lifestyle of fun, unbridled hedonism, and flash photography, which is incidentally my next favorite. I've been using night mode ever since I got the iPhone, whatever it is, maybe 12. At first I was so excited for the night mode, but the thing is, it's not gaudy enough. You don't feel like it was taken in a sweaty basement, the photos that were taken with night mode. And that's not to knock night mode as a whole, it's just not, that's why it's not one of my favorites. What I like about flash photography is, frankly, the way I look. I like to be really washed out. I like for you to be able to tell that I'm wearing too light foundation. I like you to be able to see the shadows on my face. It really chisels every person. And it also does just make me feel like I'm living out my 2009 dream life. My next favorite is laced shirts. I don't have a lot to say about this, only that it fits with this dark, romantic, and beautiful, inspired aesthetic that I'm going for in every area of my life. Similarly, my winter coat, which is leopard print. I hear on TikTok that the mob wife aesthetic is in for coats. Leopard coats are... They are a part of the mob wife aesthetic, but you know what else they're a part of? The indie sleaze aesthetic and my aesthetic. Next we have a perfume called Poison Ivy by Tokyo Milk. I am a person who probably couldn't know less about perfume. I don't have a sophisticated smell palette, and I don't even have a very strong sense of smell, so I wouldn't trust me insofar as it comes to the scent. I don't know if it actually smells good to the seasoned nose, but to me it smells good. I think it smells like lilies. What I like the best about it though is the name. Every time I see the name, every time I put it on and think I'm wearing Poison Ivy, it makes me think, you know, I'm really embodying the it girl identity that I'm looking to embody. I want people to smell me and think, I probably shouldn't touch her, because if I do, I might break out in a rash. I better stay away. I do like the scent. I think it's good. The problem with favorites videos is I don't know how to review anything except to say, oh yeah, I think this is good. You know, I like this. I guess that's all it is, right? You're just talking about stuff that you like and you think is good. It's like, why do I like it? I don't know. I just do. Okay? And it's like, if I have such a problem with the format of a favorites video, why am I doing it? I don't know. because I want everyone else to follow me in my movement towards having a lot of fun, going out dancing, embodying 80s vibes. I want everyone to be as, you know, as fun as me. We need to stop with the perfection. We need to stop with the perfect makeup and the analysis of your body type so that you're wearing the right shape of clothing for you. How about just wear whatever you like, and maybe years later you'll be like, oh my god, what a mistake. But at least then you'll have something to laugh about with your friends. When people are like, here's all of the dating advice you need, it never sits right with me, because I'm like, don't you ever do it for the story? Like, if you don't go on crappy dates, if you don't take that risk and move to London to go on a Tinder date, you're not going to have the funny story. You can be like, oh yeah, I made all the right choices, but what kind of fun is that? You'll never be an it girl that way. Anyway, my next, what is the word I'm looking for? Favorite. My next favorite is iodized salt. I don't know why all of a sudden I was like, huh, I wonder if I have an iodine deficiency. Probably haven't eaten any iodine for like years. We switched from iodized salt to pink Himalayan salt because the pink salt, frankly, is a lot prettier. Yeah, it's like I had all these symptoms, and it's like my skin was always kind of peeling a little bit. Also, my voice would always get really tired. Very, you know, it doesn't really matter, but I decided to buy iodized salt, and it changed things for me immediately. I don't really cook much, so I'll just pour it in my hand and lick it, which incidentally I also used to do as a kid, as a little snack. I knew I wasn't supposed to, but I have to say my skin is really soft. If you have rough skin, you should try the salt hack. My next favorite is volufiline. This is a product that supposedly you apply. Well, you don't supposedly apply it, you definitely apply it to your face, and it supposedly builds volume in your face. In my opinion, it actually really does work so well. Well, I've been noticing that my under eye area has been like a little bit less voluminous, you might say. And so I bought some. I would say I look a lot more youthful. Maybe, no, I definitely am looking, like my skin definitely has more volume. I can try and find photos to input. The one thing that I'm dissatisfied with is the fact that it comes in one of these dropper bottles, and my next favorite is this Urban Decay Marshmallow Body Powder. It's a sparkling, lickable body powder. When I was in high school, I got a Sephora gift card. This was the time before I really was interested in makeup or skincare or anything like that. So, of course, I bought the sparkling, lickable body powder because I was like, ooh, it tastes like marshmallow. That's perfect for me. As if I was going to just like sit there eating it. I like the sparkles. I feel like there's like almost like a golden, it's like a golden silver. Honestly, it's very John Galliano for Dior Fall Winter 2009, if I'm honest. It's very much on brand. I like the shade of sparkle it is. I feel like it shows up really well. I'm gonna taste test it just, you know, for the video. For some reason it's not coming. Ooh, wow, look at that. Looks like protein powder. I hope it's not poisoned. Yep, it's pretty sweet. But yeah, I hope they didn't discontinue it because I like it, and I could see myself wearing this to the coffee shop every day. They don't call me Sparkle Star for nothing. Oh crap, I am running out of battery. How does this happen so quickly, although it has been like 40 minutes? I have a book favorite. This is Truth of the Divine by Lindsay Ellis. Like I said earlier in this video, I don't remember, like, January felt like the longest month of my life. The thing about this book is I can't remember anything about it. I just know that it's about this weird dynamic between a teenage, no, she's not a teenage girl, she's like an early 20s girl and an alien. I have to say I kind of like the weird dynamic. I want to see where it's going. I thought it was a good book. By far the most fun book I read out of all of the books I read in January. I think I read 4 books. Well, I mean, the other books I read were pretty good too. I'm not sure why this one made it onto my list. Probably because I I feel like the thing I really like about it is that it gives me that feeling of like, it gives me like the feeling I got when I read Twilight for the first time. My last 3 favorites are all songs. It's about to die. The first one is Fallen Leaves by Billy Talent. I don't know, it's like kind of a rock song. You know, I don't have anything to say about it except that like it has that like kind of addictive feeling to it. Like it definitely scratches something in my brain, which, you know, it's kind of what I look for in a song. You Spin Me Round Like a Record. That's the second song. I think that's probably why I was into the 80s vibes, because it's definitely a song from the 80s. It makes me want to dance, and I do. Definitely makes me want to put on glitter. Last one is Olivia Rodrigo, All American Bitch. I like this song because it is within my vocal range, so it's very easy to sing along to. I really like the Avril Lavigne-esque characteristics. I also like the juxtaposition of the screaming with the like kind of angelic vocals. I think that's pretty cool. It makes me kind of jealous of my camera just ran out of battery. And that's fine because I was like on the ending portion of it, but I feel like I've been umming and ahhing and you-knowing all the way through this video. I'm so sorry about that. Not that sorry though, I don't really care. So yeah, as I was saying, Olivia Rodrigo's SNL performance of All American Bitch really takes the cake. If you know, you know. It kind of made me jealous of her because I was like, ugh, that should be me. Like, I should be the it girl singing. Maybe not on SNL, but just, you know, generally singing. Is there anything else to say? Anyway, I hope you liked this January favorites video, and I hope that you will join me in espousing the ideals of my new ideals. Thank you for watching, and I hope you're doing well.